Just make a formal comment on BT this morning with my note in the pack. Then happy to take any questions across the coverage or the fund managers if need be. I have moved BT back to a hold yesterday. Stock's had a decent run since the result where it was knocked around a bit, paid a dividend. Moved back to a hold though really is pretty much a short-term call, just ahead of their FUM update, which should be out any day in the next week or so. I'm expecting overall a pretty solid FUM update. Expect FUM to be up on the prior quarter, around 1%, pushing close to 97 billion there in my numbers. However, with these events, there's always a bit of a balance of a risk to the upside or the downside. We've called that a few times and traded the stock around these announcements a couple of times successfully. But for me in this announcement, the risks are just slightly to the downside. So the move to the hold there is really just having clients hold off buying this stock ahead of that announcement while we assess if those risks come through. They are pretty small, but I'm not sure consensus has them in their numbers. First one is the performance fee. The accrued performance fee for Joe Hambro was 39 million as of the reported date in September. I track all their funds. It looks like it's pulled back on the numbers I'm looking at. So I think we'll see that number lower when they report it in the next few days. Look, it's not a massive move, but maybe a 2 to 3% impact on the more bullish numbers in consensus. The lower number is in my numbers. And on net flows, BT has announced the outflow of a couple of big mandates already, so it should arguably be in the numbers. One of those is a 1.2 billion loss in J.O. Hambro on the back of a fund manager retirement. I think that flows into the retail flows though also, which consensus may not have in their numbers. One of their major funds, the Insto mandate I just mentioned, the loss of portfolio manager, I think that'll start to lose some retail money as well, and that'll flow through potentially into this announcement. So look, those risks are around the edges, but after a rally in the stock, I think it's just time to have a look at the announcement before it comes through. Where I could be wrong, I guess you can always win a big mandate in any period, which no one has insight into. But if I look back across the last 6 years, there's only been 3 times of quarterly data that they've actually announced an Insto mandate of more than 700 million. So it's pretty rare, I guess. Stock trading on 19 times, it's not a stretched valuation on the medium term. Knox is really bullish on the Euro region. BT has some really good exposure, 20% of their funds under management exposed to the Euro. So I guess probably the medium term story is still intact, just taking a more cautious view over the next week or so until we assess that announcement.